Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and thank everybody so much for watching my channel and subscribing and liking my channel. I do really appreciate it. So it is day, no, I forgot what day it is, but it is payday, and yes, um, my regular check will be enough for me to cover my rent. So that is really awesome. I am so happy about that. So when I got my check, which is a regular check, no overtime, and when I saw the amount, I'm like, oh yes, I can pay my rent. So I'm really happy about that. Today, what happened was we when our freight came in today, um, there was no bananas. We had no bananas. So how does that happen? I don't know. And everybody was like, so many people were very disappointed, which I can understand. You're really disappointed there's no bananas. We're disappointed there's no bananas. And we also ran out of, I forgot whatever we ran out of. But the store manager had to go to another store. There was a Walmart store in a city, two cities over, and he had to go and borrow some from them. I think it was our bags we ran out of, and he had to go borrow some from another store because we ran out. So that was really interesting, that we ran out of bags at our store. Um, but again, it's because only for the only because of the fact that we are being swamped with people uh, coming here to shop more than was really expected, because of all the um, because of all the feed because of all the people that we had seen that were against our store being there, and and then they're actually shopping. So that was crazy. And one thing that we did have happen today, um, was I noticed that there was like a shopping cart full of items, frozen items, uh, refrigerated items, meat, just a bunch of stuff. And it was just like sitting there. And I kept an eye on it for about 5-10 minutes, and I'm looking, there's nobody around it. I thought maybe the person was, you know, how people just like leave their cart, and then they'll leave it one place, and then like in the produce, they'll leave it by one item, and then they'll go over and grab, look at some, I don't know, some fruit or something like that. And they leave their cart there. Um, Personally, I don't do that. My car goes with me the whole time. Um, but, so I kept an eye on it. And after about 5 minutes, I'm noticing, hey, I mean, there's a lot of people in our store, but I don't see anybody who, everybody that was currently in the produce section um, had their carts. So I'm like thinking, this is kind of weird here. I don't know what's going on. So I told my manager, I said, you see that cart there? I said, I saw it for the last 5 minutes. I've been keeping my eye on it, and nobody's gone near that cart. And everybody in here right now has their cart with them. So she's like, yeah, that is weird. So, we both decided to keep an eye on that cart. So about, again, it's got frozen items in it. It's got, um, um, some that's keep refrigerated. It's got meat in it, a lot of meat. And so we kept an eye on it. And then we noticed it's like nobody is coming for this cart. So we decided to take the cart because, the meat, one thing people don't know is that um, when you have items in your cart and you decide for instance that you don't want this milk or whatever, we cannot put that milk. Basically, we can't put that milk back into the cooler. It has to be temped, and if it falls below a certain temp, we have to get rid of it because it has to be kept at a certain temp for us to resell it. So when you have stuff in your shopping cart, like I said, we can't resell it if it drops below a certain temp. Um, and this stuff sitting out for that long, generally speaking, it's not like coming in and they're filling the meat case. Even when they do that, the meat's on these racks, and they can only keep those racks out for like 5-10 minutes. Then they gotta go back in the cooler, because that's the max amount of time that you can have that stuff out on the floor, and without it being in a cooler. So we kept an eye on that cart, and then um, sure enough, it's like, after 15 minutes, she's like, it's gone, it's bad, because there's no way anything in that cart was going to temp at the right temp. And with the frozen items, we would have had to open it and stick a probe actually inside the bag to see if the item, the vegetables or whatever, if it's a bag of mixed vegetables, if that bag was still temping correctly with the vegetables that were in it. So she's like, it is, we can't sell it. We have to cleanse it out. So that was like really strange. It's like, okay, did the people just decide that, they didn't have enough money for it, to buy it? I don't know. Um, so so today we had to deal with no bananas. We dealt with that cart that was just left there, that we still don't know why it was just left there. Um, and today went by really fast. I was so happy. And when you start working, and it's always a good idea. For me, I like to move around. So, working in a department where you constantly have to be moving, I mean, moving like in a sense like, okay, I'm standing there and I'm putting items on a shelf. But then once I finish that, and I open the box, take the bags, put bags of salad, put them on the shelf, and then I walk away from there, grab another box, so I'm moving, and that's what I like to do. I have had jobs where I wasn't, I was sitting at a desk. I've done those jobs, and I just feel confined. I feel like I got to move. Um, so I choose jobs that where I can be moving around constantly, and it does help for your workday to go by faster. I mean, even though I love working at Walmart, I still want the day to move fast because yeah, before you know it, it's your first break, and then before you know it, after that, it's your lunch, and then before you know it, it's your last break, and then you go home. Um, I mean, people, we do all think the same. Even though it's a job that we love, we still, get excited about, oh, it's time for me to go home, but we love our job. And I hope I'm making this clear, or so to help people understand. That is a big thing about when you are working. Everybody does it. I mean, I don't know anybody says, "Oh man, I have to go home," unless they just don't want to be at home because of things that are going on at home. Um, and you get excited about, um, okay, what's it going to be like at work today? I don't. When you have a job that you like, and you're working at a company that you like, some of the things that you do is like you don't you don't not want to go to work, or yeah, you don't dread going to work. You like going to work. It's like, okay, I'm going to work today. You don't you feel good about it. And when you feel good about it, that reflects when you go in And when you're dealing with other people, because it's something that you want to do, you're at a company that you want to be at, you're doing something that you want to do. So that always helps in that instance of the fact that you want to be at work. So uh, when you are looking for a job for yourself, just keep that in mind. That of course, if it's your first job, you're not going to know until you've been working at it whether or not that is the job that you're going to be like, you know, uh, feel okay about when you wake up in the morning. That you're happy to go into work, and so that reflects um, on how you feel, on how you think, how you act, how you interact with other people at work, and with any clients that come in or customers that come in. So that was, just keep that in mind when you're um, trying to decide what job that you want to do and where you want to work at. Um, so when my alarm went off, I usually only give myself about 30 to 40 minutes to get ready for work, because I don't have to sit there. I don't drink coffee. Really never have been a coffee drinker, so I don't drink coffee. Um, so I just, when I wake up, you do your normal routines when you wake up. So I have my normal routines that I do when I wake up. Um, I also I try to prepare my lunch and snacks the night before, so that when I wake up in the morning, that's one thing that I don't have to do is my lunches or my snacks. I just put them in my lunch bag and I'm good to go. You don't. It's a pain sometimes when if you forgot that you gotta fix your lunch, and it's like, oh shoot, I only give myself so much time, and now I have to fix my lunch, and I have to hurry up and do that. And most cases when that happens, what I end up doing is just having to make a sandwich. And sometimes, believe it or not, it's just a peanut butter jelly sandwich and maybe some chips, um, because I don't have time to prepare like a tuna salad or a regular salad or something like that, because I didn't give myself time. Um, so that's, so when I woke up and my alarm went off, and I didn't have any bad feelings about having to go to work. It feels good when you wake up like that, right? Um, so, and like I said, the drive to work is only about 5 minutes away, so that was uneventful, except for sometimes you see these stupid drivers. Okay, we all have dealt with them, right? So you have these drivers that think they're the only ones on the road, um, and it's so crazy. Um, when you have drivers, especially the ones that pull out right in front of you, and you're looking behind you, there's nobody behind you, but they had to pull out in front of you where you had to put your brakes on, otherwise you were going to hit them. But that's the people that are narcissistic, and those are the ones that you have to really look out for, and those are the ones, a lot of ones that cause accidents, because they're narcissistic. They think that they're the only person on the road, and that you have to watch out for them. They own the road, basically, is what they think. So then when I got to work, the time clock, of course, was had the line, because you had you have the overnight crew, and I'm on the morning shift. So it's um, us, the morning shift people coming in, and the overnight people leaving. And I don't know if they're going to, but I hope they make it at a point where maybe the overnight people come in maybe like an hour later than what they do now, so they would leave an hour later, so that um, the we don't have that congestion at the time clock anymore. I don't know if they're going to or not, because the overnight people, they they're set in their body. Alarm clock is set, and that's another thing too, is that your body will set an alarm clock. Once you've been like getting up at the same time for over a certain length of time, your body will have a like a natural alarm clock, and it would just start waking up. And so sometimes on the weekends or on your days off, you'll see that you're waking up when you don't need to wake up, and your body's just doing it because of your inner alarm clock. So um, just be aware of that, when you're starting to work. And for everybody who is looking for their first job, I really, really hope that everybody succeeds in getting their first job. Um, it's satisfying, when you are working. It's really satisfying. Um, yes, you don't have as much time to do what you want to do when you want to do it, as you did before, but it is so satisfying. It's like I have a job. Um, I have a place to go to and to be at for so many hours, so many days a week. I'm making money. I'm being self-sufficient. I'm being adult. I'm taking care of my bills, and it just feels really good when you are doing that. Um, and it's also um, a relief for you, and you can also make new friends. For some people that are introverts and it's hard to make friends, you don't have to be a friend with every single person that you work with, um, but it's nice to have conversations, because when you start to get to know people, and like you're in um, an areas like a downtime, or on your break, or like in our back room, I've noticed that people start opening up to other people that we're working with, and just start chit chatting, you know. So it's nicer people who this can happen to, for the people who um, I've been, pretty much just in their home and really don't have a whole lot of friends. It's really nice to have somebody to talk to, to talk to things about. You'll find people when you work that like the same things you do, or at least one thing that you do. And hey, guess what? Now you got something to talk about, to talk with that person about, whether it's a video game, or you like a certain phone and so do they, or you like to do a certain sport and so do they. It's really nice when you can find people like that, because now you got somebody else to talk to that you didn't have at home. You don't have to don't try to force a relationship. And I don't this is something personally for me, is I would unless I knew you already outside of work. um, yeah, we do get together sometimes, and like after work they'll say, hey, we're going to so and so place, or anybody wants to come. They'll do like some kind of group employee thing, after work. Those things are cool too. But there's uh, there is a downside of getting too becoming too much of a friend with somebody you work with, and I'll talk about that later once, if that happens to me, to get to let you guys have a little heads up on that. But anyways, it's really nice to know that I can take care of my rent now, um, just by working at Walmart, and I won't have to do a second job. Now, I could, if I wanted to, just have be able to put more money in savings account, but I don't have to, and that's really a nice feeling, saying, hey, my job's going to be able to take care of me for right now. And just this one job. I don't have to do 2 jobs or 3 jobs. I can just have this one job. And it's something that each individual person has to decide on um, how much money extra money, we'll call it that. How much extra money do you want every single month? And then that will help determine which if you do want to have a little part-time job or not, because, it just, it depends on you how much extra money that you want to have um, after all the bills are paid. How much extra money do you want to have every month after your bills are paid? So, again, thank everybody for watching my videos and and I am trying to figure out the thumbnail thing too. So, this is all really new to me, but I'm trying to figure out the thumbnail. So, thank you all again. You can share, like the video, share the video, subscribe, and I wish you all a good evening.